Easy, fast and instant results. This is what is always promised within the industry in helping people to overcome insomnia. Supplements, for example, how easy is it to take a supplement? Incredibly easy. Put it in your mouth. How fast is it? Well, it takes seconds to put it in your mouth, and it starts to work within about 30 minutes. Does it guarantee results? Well, no, but these supplements do have the promise of guaranteed results, which is why you have all the testimonials on them, which is why you have all the data behind them. But I think people that have had long-term chronic insomnia, deep down they know that it's not going to work. So if you've already tried 29 or 40 or 50 supplements before, why is supplement number 51 going to be that breakthrough one which cures your instant insomnia, which rebuilds your pattern of sleep, which deals with the anxiety, the obsession, the control, the worry around it, which takes away all the fear attached to the bed and the bedroom, which helps you get stuck back into your life again? Of course, nothing that comes in a bottle is ever going to do that. And there's never going to be a hack, a tip, a trick, a 15-second breathing technique which is going to fix years and years worth of habitual habits, going to fix years and years of fear and anxiety. And yet people are always hoping to find these things, and that is because these things are fast, they're easy, and they come with the promise of guaranteed results. And I think, if I'm truly honest, this is why I'm probably unable to help 95% of people. And that was always my, when I first started helping people with insomnia, when I first started down this road, I was quite naive, I think, in what I was expecting. I thought, well, I've got all this information, I know this stuff works, I know it helps people, I can literally help millions of people with this, I'm just going to put it out there, people are going to go, wow, this is incredible, and that will be it. But of course it doesn't work like that, because the vast majority of people that I say this to, I can say it to them and then it falls on deaf ears, because it's not fast and it's not easy. Yes, it has guaranteed results, but the guaranteed results come after a lot of struggle, a lot of change in your behaviors. It can take weeks, it can take a lot of work, it takes consistency, it takes repetition, it takes understanding that you're going to have setbacks, it takes that kind of the patience. And people, this isn't a criticism, but I think people's brains are just not set up for that, and I think society in general is not set up for that. And if you look at all the kind of companies that do well in society, we have Amazon, for example, is a classic case. Why is Amazon so successful? Because it's incredibly easy to order from Amazon. You don't even have to leave your home. Click, click, click. You've got it there fast. You've got next day delivery, guaranteed results. You pretty much know if you order something on Amazon, it's going to end up through your post box. If it gets nicked by someone, which does happen a little bit, to be fair, they're going to replace it. So you've got all these things ticked off with Amazon, and everything else in the world, we're always kind of being geared up for. Everything in life is easy, it's fast, and you're going to have the promise of guaranteed results. And that's why all these get rich quick schemes work. That's why people buy these machines that they strap to themselves to lose weight, where you can put this machine on that vibrates you for 2 weeks, and then and you can do it whilst watching TV, and after that you've lost 20 kilograms. Of course none of this stuff works, but yet there's that promise that it will work, which keeps people going back to these things over and over again. And this is what's taught in the insomnia industry: easy, fast, instant results. And I'm going to be brutally honest, the thing which actually works, the thing which actually gets to the root cause of what insomnia is, it's not fast, it's not easy, but rather than the promise of guaranteed results, as long as you do it good enough and well enough, as long as you do it with patience, discipline, consistency, with a bit of self-love and self-kindness, you will eventually get the results that you are after, and you will eventually be free of your insomnia. I'm a case in point, 20 years of it. Was it easy for me to escape my insomnia? Absolutely not. I'd say it was the second hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. The hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life was living with insomnia. That was far, far harder than the initial 8 weeks that it took me to get 90% of the way through it with the course that I did. And if I'm honest, 6 months to a year for my thought patterns to completely change around insomnia, to completely let go of the struggle, to completely let go of the effort and the force. It took setbacks, it took relapses, but eventually I got there. And so I suppose it is really helpful to me to be honest with people and kind of let them know what they're in for, because like I said, I would say only 5% of people are actually up for that. And that is why these things like this is supplements. I still have it in my loft. I thought I'd got rid of all the supplements I used to take. Literally had a cocktail of them. Spent 29 quid on this bottle here. Easy, fast, guaranteed results, but never came. That's why things like that sell literally hundreds of bottles a day. And things which do actually help, my book, your 2-in-1 CBTi book, get it on Amazon. Sell, if I'm lucky, a few a day, but it does actually work. But that's not fast, it's not easy, it takes effort, and that's just kind of how it is. And so what is the point in this video? Well, it's really to let you know of just what to expect when you're going through your insomnia treatment, because I think a lot of the struggle comes when people's expectations are set incorrectly, when people are always being trained in society that things should come easy, they should come fast, and you should get, without any effort, guaranteed results. But I think if you were to reflect back on all the things that matter and all the things that are important in your own life, the education that you've had, the job that you've struggled really hard to get, the sport that you do that has taken you years to perfect, anything that's kind of worthwhile doesn't come how we're always sold on how it should come. It comes with effort, it comes because it's hard, it comes with patience, it comes with persistence, it comes with building habits and doing the same thing over and over and over again every single day. And eventually you get there and you have something that you're really proud of and that you know is actually worth having. So if you do think what we're kind of sold on and what is reality, the reality is always hard work, effort, discipline, self-love, kindness, repetition, consistency. And yet that's the kind of reality of what insomnia treatment is. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but if you're up for it, then you can be free of it. And I will give you as much support as I can to help you do that. Sleepze.com if you want to work with me one-to-one, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye bye.